For pre-need funerals, burials, and cremations since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Mrs. Nikki Mama Nick Carden Johns, age 35, died Tuesday from injuries suffered in a automobile accident. Funeral service will be held on Friday at 1 p.m. from Curtis & Son North with Jeff Fuller officiating. Burial in the Sears Cemetery, Sears Chapel Cemetery. Visitation Friday from 10:30 until 1 p.m. at the funeral home. Online memorials at curtissonsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Graveside funeral service for Margaret K. Kelly of Sylacauga. That graveside service will be held today at 2 p.m. from New Site Cemetery. Online condolences at curtissonsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Mary Gunn Livingston, age 94, of Sylacauga, is today at 1 o'clock at Radley Smith Funeral Home, with Chaplain Lee Walton officiating. Burial in the Fayetteville Methodist Cemetery. Ms. Livingston died at her residence on November the 6th. Visitation today, 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Graveside service for Sheila Ann Cox Sanders, age 74, of Sylacauga, is Friday at 11:45 a.m. at Alabama National Cemetery in Montevallo, with Reverend Ed Wilson officiating. Ms. Sanders died Tuesday at Adams Nursing Home in Alexander City. She was a member of the First Assembly of God Church in Oak Grove. Visitation Friday, from 9:30 until 10:30 at Radley Smith Funeral Home. In lieu of flowers, a family asset contribution be sent to the Canaan Land Ministries, P.O. Box 310, Otagoville, Alabama 36003-0310. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Weston Jackson Long, age 92, of Sylacauga, is Friday at 11 a.m. from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Doctors Rick Patrick, Larry Morrison, along with the Reverend James Long, officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Ms. Long died November 7th. Visitation Friday, 9:30 until 11 a.m. at the funeral home. The family will accept flowers or donations can be made to Forward in Faith or First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Yvonne May Cook, age 96, will be Saturday at noon from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Dr. Larry Morrison officiating. Burial in the Marble City Cemetery. Mrs. Cook died Tuesday at Shelby Ridge Nursing Home. Visitation Saturday, 11:30 until noon at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. A memorial service for William Boyd Bill McGee III will be today at the Ritz Theater in Talladega. That service will start at noon today. The Reverend Robert Blackwell, the Reverend Horace Patterson, and the Reverend Benjamin Turnage will officiate the ceremony. In lieu of flowers, you may make donations to the historic Ritz Theater, 115 Court Street North in Talladega, 35160, Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Elizabeth Ann Cosby, age 76, of Munford, died November 7th at Citizens BMC in Talladega. Graveside service 11 a.m. Saturday at Munford Memorial Cemetery with Cliff Goodwin officiating. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Shirley Elizabeth Shaddix, age 71, of Alexander City, is today at 2:30 from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Brother Miles Crouch officiating. Burial in the Pleasant Grove Church of Christ Cemetery. Mrs. Shaddix died Saturday, November 4th at Russell Medical Center. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Eugene Slick Bush, age 74, of Talladega, died November 3rd. Memorial service will be announced at a later date. Talladega Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. And graveside service for Mr. Floyd Wills Jr., age 78, is Friday at 11:30 from Talladega Memorial Garden. Pastor Bob McLean officiating. Sims Funeral Service in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. That's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.